Hello everyone. In this question, we have sort of a mixture question, but this is the toughest variation in mixture you can find. I'll explain why so. Um, you have uh, one mixture. I mean, there are two drums here, two drums each having mixtures of paints A and B. And drum one, the ratio of the mixture is given. So that is 18 is to 7, A is to B. The two drums are mixed in the ratio 3 is to 4. So this is the most challenging type. Otherwise, there are a lot of ways to you can figure out. I mean, there are two types I've discussed in other solutions in classes definitely where you can manipulate the numbers or apply alligation in either cases. And this, but in this case, there's a bit of change. I'll deal with it as we go along. Final mixture A and B are in the ratio 3 to 13 is to 7. So this is the requirement. So we need to get the final mixture in the ratio 13 is to 7. So let me just draw the chart that I normally do. So we have A and B, and there are two drums, drum 1 and drum 2. So drum 1 has A and B in the ratio 18 is to 7. So let me just write them as numbers itself. So I'll try to manipulate with numbers, but because it's a little challenging, so I will discuss the smartest approach here. The mixture should have A and B in the ratio 13 is to 7. So that is the requirement here. Now, the interesting part out here is because it's a ratio question, there will be always options, right? So we have to mix these two in the ratio 3 is to 4 and obtain this. You can go ahead with variables here. You can, but there'll be too many variables to deal with. So instead of that, what you can do is you can apply a very easy technique. Alligation also works, but you have to be careful in handling the denominator. So alternatively, I'll show the alligation technique out here. But let me show the start. Let's start with the smartest approach here. So what I'm noticing is this part, the missing one, the requirement here. This is giving. I mean, we are mixing this in the ratio 3 is to 4, the drum 1 and drum 2. Out of which the drum 2 corresponds to 4 parts. So what I'm looking for is the sum of A and B in the ratio to be a multiple of 4. Because this 18 and 7 total 25, that is not a multiple of 4. So if I get a multiple of 4, that might help me manipulating the numbers. So let us look at the totals here. So 251 and 163. So this is coming out to be what, 414. That is not a multiple of 4. So I'll not work with this as of now. 239, 161. So that's a total of 400. This is a multiple of 4. These two is adding up to odd number. So odd number, anyhow, I don't have to test initially. And 229 and 141, that adds to 370. So that's also not a multiple of 4. So let me work with the second option first. So I need to make this 400 in order to justify the second option. So this has to be 300, right? And this 400 breakup we already know. So this is 239 and 161. All I have to do is make the total here equivalent to 300. So what is the total currently? Currently the total is 25. I need to make it 300, so I need to multiply a 12 to this. That's 300 by 25 basically. So I need to multiply 12 to this. So if I multiply a 12 here and I multiply a 12 here, so we get the numbers 216 and 84. So these are the numbers that we obtain. Now simply add, that's it. So the claim is that these are the actual volumes of A and B, and these are the actual volumes of A and B in drum 1 and drum 2. And then these two are definitely getting mixed in the ratio 300 and 400 because that's what the total volume are coming out to be. So let's simply add. So you have 216 and 239. So that adds up to 455. And 84 and 161 is adding up to 245. Now 245, I mean, this is a little simpler calculation. So I'm just verifying whether this is in the ratio 13 is to 7 or not. So I can easily see that 7 into 49 will be, sorry, not 49, 7 into 35, sorry. So I did 49 into 5 for some reason. Anyhow, so this is 7 into 35, so that is 245. So this 13 into 35 should be 455 in order for this ratio to get, I mean, in order for us to get this ratio. So 13 into 30 is 390 and 13 into 5 is 65. So 390 plus 65 is actually 455. So this is tallying. So basically these two are actually in this ratio. So that is our answer. So this typically works out in our favor. So in these kind of cases, if you work out with the the numbers in this smart way, most of the cases you will definitely get an answer. I'll just discuss the other approach in via allegation once before we stop this video and provide the analysis. Okay, I'll just use this section to show you the allegation technique. So if I'm using allegation technique, I should be taking any one of the perspectives. So let me take the perspective of A, and initially I'm finding that this one has A as 18 by 25 parts, the first solution, and the second solution has A as 13 by 20 parts, right? So 18 by 25 and 13 by 20, I can actually convert both of these to percentages. So let me do that. So 18 by 25, I just write it as 72%. So I'll just write 72 here. So I'm considering out of 100, something like this. So 72% and 13 out of 20. So that is 65%. So that is the numbers that we're dealing with. So we need to mix these two in the ratio 3:4, right? So this is A, this is drum 1, and this will be drum 2, which is missing. The final mixture will have A as 65 out of 100. But the thing is, this is why I've written this 100 here, because 72, 65 has a difference of 7, which is not a multiple of 4. So again, you're dealing with decimals. So instead of that, what I'll do is I'll just scale this by 4. So in order to do that, I need to scale this by 4. I need to scale this by 4, and also the total by 4. So now I'm considering out of 400. So that is the idea. And because these two are mixed in the ratio 3:4, so this being 4 into 7, so this should be 3 into 7. So let me write it as 7 into 3. Just to maintain that parity. And we can obviously see that from the average, this value is higher. So this value should be lower than the average. So the difference will be 65 into 4. So 65 double is 130, double of that is 260. So 260 minus this 21. So this should be the difference, but this will be lower than that. So minus 21. So that is 239. So again, you can see you're getting the same thing. You're getting 239 as part of A out of 400. So just subtract from 400 to 39, you get the part of B. So again, you'll get the same ratio. So there's a direct one without using the options. Allegation is smarter, anyhow smarter in these kind of techniques. But in these cases, I mean, if the options, I mean, maybe that had all out of the 4 options, out of all the 4 or 3 of them being multiples of 4, the total, maybe I would have gone with allegation as my preferred approach. But because that will give me a definite answer instead of testing out too many options. But in this case, as I'm finding that there is only one option that is a multiple of 4, the total is coming out to be multiple of 4. The chances are pretty high that you'll have the sum of parts as integer, because from the first one also we will have integral this thing, right? Numbers or total, that is. So that is it for this particular question. Typically, this will take a bit of time. So I would say 1 to 1.5 minutes. This may be a little more. I mean, the 1 to 1.5 minutes that I'm stating is the ideal time for this question, provided you are applying either of these two approaches in this particular question. If you do with variables, this will be very lengthy, or in that case, I mean, if these processes do not come to your mind, then you have to skip this question. So practice the arithmetic parts properly, understand the basics properly. That is what we train students at. This is the reason why. So if your basics are at the right place, so these kind of questions can be actually solved in 1 to 1.5 minutes. Even I would have preferred to have done this question in second round of scanning. This particular question, initially I know it's a bit challenging because the second part ratio is not given. So the thing that I mentioned earlier, so let me discuss that for a while. I've discussed this in classes, but let me discuss this once for everyone. So provided this ratio is given and this ratio is given, these two are given, there will be two scenarios. Either this will be given and this will be asked, So that is the ratio of mixing of D1 and D2 is given, and the final ratio is asked. Or this would be given, this ratio would be given as it is given in this question also, but this ratio would be given and this will be asked. So what ratio are you mixing? So in case this is given and this is required, so therein it is smart enough to work with the numbers itself. So numbers will be very fast, even faster than allegation. But on the other hand, I mean, if the mixtures ratio is given, so you can apply allegation in this manner and determine this ratio very quickly. So those are the two easy ones. So this is the most challenging one, where this is given, and this is given, but one of this is asked. So I hope the visual part was understood. So this becomes the most challenging version of this type of question. Any which way, that's it for this particular question. That's all I had to say about it. So thank you for joining in.